I say this. I won't subscribe to channel that you are doing yourself. Subscribe to channel. Turn on notification. If you not subscribe to the channel, because you are losing a lot of content. Today I met a lot of people in town. I'm gonna say, oh, what posted 1 hour ago? Let me go and check because they've not turned on notification. Because I'm had a need for it. Turn on notification. Make sure notification turn on. What you do all send about anytime be a content about drop piano. You are first to get it. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. God bless you. So I share link. I'm a for any editing come every room. I enjoy all the analysis I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. There is some breaking news on Nicholas Jackson, and oh boy, a lot of the things and the backstory of Nicholas Jackson at Villarreal, him moving to Chelsea, the personal life. Enzo Maresca speaking about Chelsea game at this weekend. I'm going to Aston Villa on a detailed one in terms of the analysis, what he expects from his team, what he expects from the boys, and all of those things now have been spoken about by Enzo Maresca in the pre-match press conference today. And we are going to get into it this weekend. There are a lot of games, obviously Chelsea against Aston Villa. There are a lot of ones over the English Premier League game. Liverpool against Manchester City. Well, we'll have that conversation as well. There's Real Madrid game. There is Paris Saint-Germain. There is FC Bayern Munich. Like we always do over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until like we always say, though, one subscribe here, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification. There's an interesting part of the Nicholas Jackson conversation, and trust me, you will love it. It just waits to the end. Now they shot it. It is sweet. Nicholas Jackson, a very, very interesting character. In terms of what they want to do. Hansi Flick has gone to meet the media after that win against Stade Brestois. Barca will be looking for a reaction after that loss against Tima Yefredo Real. No, after that loss against Real Sociedad and the draw against the last time draw against Celta Vigo, obviously. Barca will be looking for a result this weekend. An important game. And this is what Hansi Flick can about Barca. See, Barca is more than a club. And I reiterate that in the pre-match press conference. Also, when I walk through the streets of Barcelona, the way people treat me and speak to me is very kind. Regarding me and my team, it's a great pleasure to work for this club. Hansi goes on and says, I think this is a fantastic club. Incredible. Since I arrived, I've said it, and I've been impressed a lot. I really like working with a lot of freedom. We do everything we need. It's a very positive environment over here. Hansi Flick, it's an honor to be the Barca manager. I know very well the history of this wonderful club. Today, we will be at a celebration. We will feel the emotion tomorrow, and we will be able to tell you more about it. Hansi Flick, I'm beside about Frankie de Jong. I told you this morning, said Barca are beginning to feel uneasy, and until they are not expecting any response from Frankie de Jong on that contract extension that was given to him about 1 year ago now. The details of the matter, and he said, Barca contract extension, my better friend Frankie de Jong. Frankie, at some point in time got injured, so they can't person signing. Then he see Casembia came COVID time near the day, time and Barca person Manchester United, non person beko, Eric Ten Hag wanted him. Like all of those things now were part. Until Frankie de Jong signed a contract extension, of course he went on to get married. Bobby Pride, long-term injury over there for Frankie de Jong. Now, what is happening is that Barca haven't found Marc Bernal, who also have gotten injured, and of course Marc Casado, Pedri has returned, Gavi has returned. There is Eric Garcia can play. I mean, all of these guys with Timabo in the DM area now. And it looks as if Barca are not in so much of a hurry to make sure somebody extended the contract of our branch friend Frankie. Pre-match press conference now. And Barca for Ebisa Hansi Flick. What his plans are for Abrantia, your friend of Frankie de Jong. And I'll say Frankie de Jong suffered a blow in the match in Belgrade. He needs to show that he's 100% fit in training. I want the best team possible tomorrow. And that's how we make decisions. This is why he might not have as many minutes as you want to like over there. Hansi Flick, when players give you all and the fans see it, the perfect scenario for me would be for all players to have the support of the fans. Hansi Flick, I'm clear about it. I like the fans' support and all the players. The fans are fantastic. By the way, there's a great connection between the fans and the players over here at FC Barcelona. We are helping Frankie in midfield. We have very good players. When we can give him minutes, we do in training. He must show that he's 100% in terms of physicality. Barca, I'm talking about how good they have been. And then Barca your animation stand will remain empty as match against Las Palmas. Barcelona next one to be 21,000 for one animation on Barca fans enter. So Barca elbow against Las Palmas in a huge game. Hodi Alba, Ekasai about team, my friend Barcelona, say Barca 125 years. Athletic Club, I congratulate Barca for 125 years over there. Neymar arriving in Barcelona as part of the celebrations of Barca 125 years. I made rumors that he's attending Barca's 125th anniversary ceremony. Then, of course, later today, Barcelona will reveal the club's official mascot for the 125th anniversary for FC Barcelona. So, as long as Barca prepare for that game over the weekend against Celta de Vigo against Las Palmas, they are still in the celebrant mood of Team Barca really growing into a 125th-year-old club. Official Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo are all nominated for FIFA's Men Player of the Year. Lionel Messi, La Masia still means a lot to me. Inigo Martinez, muscular discomfort in Tinyami Aduma. The game against team and your friend Las Palmas no. And Yadi Obebobi looks as you said Jules Koundé, everybody center back with Abrante friend Pau Kubasi. Then they play Gerardo Martin over there in terms of the players. They fit for FC Barca and the best club in the world. According to a lot of people, according to Barca for them, AFC Barcelona 125 years. Barca for 80, and as part of the celebrations, Barca for I've got some good news in the facts. Abrante friend Lamine Yamal back in the team are all training hard, preparing set this weekend against Las Palmas. Barca will return to winning ways. Barca so someone starts a big gap in between Omo and Real Madrid, because when Madrid starts coming up, it may be unstoppable. Madrid ain't sharing good news. There have been a lot of injuries, and especially post that game against Liverpool. Liverpool for now is solid. They really put FC Real Madrid to the sword, and it made it difficult for them. La Liga have sent a letter to Real Madrid to complain about IG story of Vinicius Jr. posted during the Liverpool game. The picture showed that he was watching the game on a Brazilian channel whilst he was in Madrid and not on the Spanish one. Javier Tebas considered this as piracy over there for Abrante Efreno. I mean, why are the Spaniards doing this to everything at Abrante Efreno, Vinicius Jr. baby? Be a Vinicius Jr. baby, the Spaniards have an issue to it. The boy is just watching football. I mean, whether it's piracy and all of those things, a different conversation. But the fact that Liverpool, any Brazil team, I mean, probably that's where he got a thing from. Some guy say, hey, Paris, this Champions League essentially, not even the La Liga. It's why Javier Tebas having an issue. Vinicius Jr., La Liga Player of the month of November. I think that he's well deserved in the month of November. He has been brilliant on the left wing. As a player, he has gotten a lot of things over there. And I think that he has been very, very solid. Of course, again, after the game against Liverpool, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham took to his Instagram and said, always one step forward and two steps back at the moment. Really disappointing performance and result despite a brilliant opponent. Must thank and apologize to all the Madridistas that followed us to England. No points dwelling or what can no longer change. We have to remain together and push each other to the next important strength of games. Hala Madrid, siempre. And that's what Abrante, your friend Jude Bellingham, added so on in terms of after the result, after the team against against Liverpool. The minor reported that La Liga, for racist insult of Vinicius Jr. last February, has reached out of court settlement for compensation. A letter of apology 40 hours of social educational work, a year without access to official competition matches. Of course, in terms of Barca for dealing with it, Abrante friend Orange Tchouameni still on the injury, lingers on, and he's out at FC Real Madrid. Injuries are becoming a little bit too much for Real Madrid. Almost everybody is falling injured, and it's not good enough for FC Real Madrid. Federico Valverde expected to return against Getafe. Modric, Bellingham, Dani Ceballos alongside him, possibly are going to back, and then Madrid for a trainee. That's huge game that they are going to play against Getafe. Rodrigo Goes and Eposi. So here we go. And looks as Rodrigo Goes is slightly fit and is going to go on and play for some Madrid game. And I hope some Madrid gets a full squad. I really don't want Barca to run away with the Spanish La Liga, not yet. I want it to be more competitive, and I would hope the Barca 4 players will really get there, get firing, score some good goals, and make sure the results it's very, very important. So, team and friend in Madrid begin to get results and put a lot of pressure on FC Real Madrid. They need to do that. Or Chimeni still out of FC Fiifi match in Madrid this weekend, and we wait to see how Vinicius Jr. Is going to go. How Madrid midfield is going to look like. Obviously, this weekend there are a lot of games that also all across of Europe. One of the big news about, and it's a Liverpool for centre back, a friend Ibrahima Konate, and he's out of the conversation. Ibrahima Konate is not going to feature for Liverpool this weekend, and I think that, like I've already tweeted, immediately Steve Zando catcher himself, team and friend in Liverpool beats me in English Premier League. One of the things I was worried about was the fact that the squad depth of team and friend team and friend in Liverpool, could they have really tweaked something? Do they have enough depth? And injuries to players, we say Ibrahima Konate in a team like Liverpool are very, very important. How are they going to do that? And that's where I'm just looking at Arne Slot to see how he gets results, how he's going to tweak things. Of course, there is a graphic from data analyst that I'll talk to you about that shows in the aspect of Maresca's appointment has helped most controlling games in a better and more structured fashion. Timely press, slowing the game down at the right times, fewer overload transitions for the opposition. We'll talk about that. Chelsea Tino, a more balance in a certain area. We'll talk about that with respect to Enzo Maresca and a branch for Nicholas Jackson in the pre-match press conference. Also all across Europe in Chelsea big game now. How many team your friend Aston Villa this weekend? And all of the conversations around us. We'll talk about all of that as well. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Again, don't subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel and make sure so you turn on notification. And you're very, very imperative. But so now, this weekend, Chelsea are against Aston Villa. And just like a lot of the Chelsea fans, their conversation has been said, do you think Chelsea are a title favorite now? Are they part of the conversation as title favorite? Can you call Chelsea as a title favorite? The game is on Sunday. And I think that a lot of the people are saying you can't really call Chelsea a title favorite, or Chelsea fans are being very, very modest. And then in the pre-match press conference, Sky followed Bisa Enzo Maresca said the team Chelsea looks like they are title favorites and they can go on and win. Not say they be. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City are way ahead of Chelsea, and Chelsea are not part of the title conversation at all. Into show me film. And I think that I like the way Enzo Maresca manages expectations in the media, just so he doesn't put too much pressure on his team. Because yes, the team is playing well. It is clear that there's an opportunity there for Chelsea. There's an opportunity to be consistent. Now, in the last few days, they be Chelsea in command. One of the things I keep on saying, and they say Chelsea results over the last few weeks. It is very clear. Say Chelsea, when they are the set of games on mobile before the last international break, and the set of games are mobile after this international break now, it looks as if these ones are more manageable than they were in the last. And in fact, I showed the Athletics publication on how Chelsea the lowest, the least difficult games for the rest of the season, for the next 10 games about English Premier League game, and they're very, very interesting. And I think I agree with that. Playing against Southampton more, Aston Villa more, the last time out Chelsea against Leicester City. Like, these are things that Chelsea can really manage, especially when you compare it to the Man United, the Liverpools, the Arsenal. Those are a little bit of a tricky game on Chelsea. So how are Chelsea really going to make sure they get results? And it's about consistent. When the time has come for it to get results, you need to get results. Now, in that pre-match press conference, Aston Villa for manager Unai Emery ever be doing come on facing Chelsea. We won 2 times. We drew as well in the FA Cup last season. Now it's a different match. Some different players, different coach for them, different moments for them. They are feeling comfortable and consistency, progressively getting better. The challenge is this Sunday, and the challenge is where we are now in the table. The thing we have in our mind is trying to face one team, a contender more than us, to be in the top 7 in terms of what Enzo Maresca, even Unai Emery can. Obviously, you can tell he's trying to put pressure on Chelsea, and that's exactly what Enzo Maresca, what he was trying to deflate or counter pre-match press conference. And now say on only team they are not in any Champions League, they are not in any league title contention. No, I'm going to draw them. There are lots of other people, and that's exactly what Unai Emery said. Chelsea, he believes that Chelsea are being more consistent than him. One of the things that has affected Aston Villa has been the issue of Abrante and Amadou Onana. Now, since Amadou Onana cried, Aston Villa are lacking the consistency that they want. They flag the screening ability will show them. They play with a highlight. I think that against Chelsea, there may be a possibility of Aston Villa dropping their line a little bit, not particularly going full throttle with Chelsea, because Chelsea can really hurt them. Omni say Chelsea beat my head on Kaka, and then they will manage that game a little bit because it's imperative. Some manage game, manage. That's a game here hugely transitional. Chelsea have better direct ball carriers and wingers and passes into space, and of course channel runners in Abrante and Nicolas Jackson, and that may hurt them. So they would want to be a little bit careful. I mean, in that regard. In fact, it's in this conversation. And Unai Emery spoke about Nicolas Jackson, spoke about his time with him at Villarreal, spoke about him, about the kind of person he is, how he vouched for Nicolas Jackson, and how he really accepted saying Nicolas Jackson can be a top striker. We'll get into that very soon. But Enzo Maresca pre-match press conference, these are some of the assets. Enzo said on Enzo Fernandez will say, well, since we started for some games, I take different decisions, but he's doing very well. It doesn't mean that they are out. If they think on the bench they are bad, it's not like this. The game plan requires different kinds of players, and that's the reason why sometimes we go for Moises and then Romeo. We can go for both Romeo and Enzo, or Enzo and Moises as well. It depends on the game. We can always do these tweets over there. Or say, then he goes to Unai Emery pre-match press conference. Or say, of course, talking about Chelsea. Chelsea is Chelsea. With the players they have and the club, it's the coaches and the manager at the beginning have done well in different competitions. They are in the table, progressively getting better. They are 3 points in advantage of us. We started better than them, but now Sunday is very important match. How we can get closer to them and then stop them. Enzo Maresca, or say a City lost 3 games in a row, but are still second. Arsenal are there, fourth on the same level of points, 22 points. Liverpool are doing fantastic too. For me, it's about the points on the table that are ahead of us. It's the process. Arsenal are 5 years together. Man City are more than 8 years together. Liverpool a bit different, but they didn't make any changes from the past. This is the reason. It's not about points or difference on the table. It's just the time together. And I think that is smart also from Enzo Maresca, talking about the fact that if you look at Liverpool, only too many changes. The manager has come in who has tried not to make too many changes. I mean, going by the club playbook. I mean the principles, going by the principles of the club playbook now, but of course making a few tweaks as well. If you look at City, Arsenal, 5 years, these are all guys who are not very far on projects. I mean, Chelsea just started into trying Enzo Maresca over there, trying to take away pressure from the team over there. And Enzo spoke about competition on the team. I say competition makes them hungry to play. There's one of the targets that they can compete with each other in a right way. The other day, Romeo was on the bench, but he doesn't mean that in the bench that he's going to be in the bench the next game. It's the same for Malo Gusto or Pedro Neto, who were out. The good thing is when we give them minutes, they are ready to have their chance over the Enzo Maresca talking about competition of the players. Now he was asked about it is a bad part of the managers when you have to leave players out in a starting 11. In the last game against Leicester, Benoit did fantastic, but hadn't played much in the Premier League. Enzo did fantastic and Joao did fantastic. That shows the way we want to work because we need all of them. I'm talking about the players now. When they sit on the bench and what they can give to the team. Enzo Maresca. Now, one of the things that was very interesting in the 2 pre-match press conferences of Unai Emery and Enzo Maresca was the trajectory and the story of Nicolas Jackson. Now, Unai Emery say, "Abra no ono awo Villarreal and so bekaya Nicolas Jackson if you Villarreal in a bar Chelsea. Abra no ono Villarreal." One of the things that happened was that not Nicolas Jackson and also not goes in the ancient empires. So a lot of the people were asking questions of Nicolas Jackson. Can he play? Can he not play? Like Sansem, can Chelsea? Boy no makoto na mano betimi abon any all of those things now. And according to Naomi, Okache Villarreal for sporting director at the time said, "Abrati a friend of Nicolas Jackson can get a job done." And it's a more go striker biamba. And so Nicolas Jackson had played for a number of times our Villarreal for academy, and then they wanted to know if he was going to do well, if he can become a good striker. Now, so in the winter before Chelsea went for Manchester for Nicolas Jackson, Bournemouth had gone close to Villarreal. You know, we'll be about Nicholas Jackson, but sometimes no, when you slight foot injury, it's almost share from the medical point of view, they said no. Now, according to Lee Keegan, a lot of the Bournemouth sporting directors are really feeling sorry so much to Abrante for Nicholas Jackson because it was an easy bargain. Chelsea bought in somewhere in excess of about £28 million. That is almost chicken change for a player of the quality of Nicholas Jackson, what he brings to the team on and off the field of play, on the ball, off the ball, and of course the fact that he's also developing. Now, Una Emery say, about Nicholas Jackson, in Chelsea deal, no, he sent him a message to say thank you to him. And as I say, he sent me a message to say thank me when he signed for Chelsea. Emery told Villarreal not to buy a striker at the time when amid their injury crisis, citing a young Nicholas Jackson as solution to more problems. And an to Bournemouth admitted that pulling out of Nicholas Jackson before Chelsea joined due to injury concerns was a little bit bad and not good enough. And I mean, in a conversation of all of these strikers and saying something with Nicholas Jackson, and then David Austin, breaking news at Chelsea are really interested in Abrante, your friend Leon Delap, as part of the strikers that Chelsea pay. There are also a lot more, of course. You have Victor Osimhen, you have Abrante, friend Victor Gyökeres, you have Benjamin Sesko. Chelsea already has Nicholas Jackson, and you have all of these strikers. But one thing that is clear, and I may catch your eyes on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, they say Chelsea are not going to buy a striker in January. Yes, Chelsea wants a striker, but striker no person return and you don't return in January. Their plan is to make sure say the striker no more. They are looking at a list of about 50 different guys, 50 different strikers, and the top 4 of them in the Mabacho. Liam Dila, because of the Premier League expertise now, Okita, our Premier League name, and of course Enzo Maresca also needs him. Now Enzo Maresca and any the City developmental squad together with Cole Palmer and Romeo Lavia. So he's a player that Chelsea knows. He's a player that Enzo Maresca. He's a player Joe Schultz. And so mind you, the signing of Cole Palmer, signing of Romeo Lavia, signing of these very important players for Chelsea today was down to the job of Joe Schultz and then the scouting ability. So he's a player that will have, I mean, the veto of Abrante and Joe Schultz. But Chelsea will not rush into it. Chelsea know, say he's a huge player, he's an important player. He's a player they can possibly get and add to their team, and they will take their time. But there's Benjamin Sesko, there's Victor Gyökeres, and then there's a branch friend of Victor Osimhen. Chelsea will not try to make a deal as it stands now. Wait and then wait till the summer. Then they can do a proper deal over there. Gyökeres, anyone. Chelsea has striker, which may dominate the box. And like I've always said, Nicholas Jackson is a very good striker, excellent striker, but he can always be the one that runs the channels while somebody who dominates the box. The lab were a little bit in and out in terms of the box and still develop with a very high ceiling. Osimhen probably second to Haaland in terms of that regard of box presence. Nicholas Jackson, Benjamin Sesko, more like a wild card over there in terms of Chelsea, that the quality that Chelsea gets. And of course, Nicholas Jackson, of course, they are also to say people are comparing him to other strikers and talking about the fact that Chelsea may buy a striker. For him, his focus is on the football. And for comparing it to a branch of friend Didier Drogba, he is quick to let them know say Didier Drogba is an icon. He's a legend of the club. Whilst also know Nicholas Jackson is a nobody that is building it. According to Lee Keegan, a branch of friend Nicholas Jackson, almost every year sends food and then of course stationery in Niamey to team or to the country or Dakar. And then of course the Gambia as well. Villarreal born blocking a striker signing to fast track Jackson, thanking Unai Emery for the opportunity for him now. Nicholas Jackson has done it all. On the Juma with team my friend in Villarreal, and looks as you said this weekend he is going to be very important in terms of everything that Chelsea will do over there. I told you about the data sets that I found out in terms of the performance of Enzo Maresca and how good that he has been. According to Fortmore, Abrante friend Christopher Nkuku scores a goal every 70 minutes. And Abrante, your friend Cole Palmer, and Abrante, your friend Pedro Neto, Joao Felix, all of these guys, Malo Gusto are all returning for that game against Aston Villa on Sunday. Premier League goals this season, 23 goals in 12 games. UEFA Conference League, 18 goals in 4 games. Chelsea are on fire in terms of the attack. And I kept on saying last season, Chelsea didn't particularly just need a striker for goals. That's not the reason why Chelsea needed a striker. They needed a different profile of striker, and especially in Victor Osimhen because of the box dominance. Because Okoba against teams are only a little bit stubborn in terms of defending their boxer. You want somebody that can dominate the box with crosses and Sadio Mane to help you to deal with Sadio Mane, which is very important in that regard. And it looks as you said, Chelsea will not do that deal in January. They will wait until the summer before possibly going in for a striker that can fit how they want to play, that can fit the things that they want to do, that can fit how they want to go on and then get successes. There is a data on the volume of shots versus dangerous shots. Chelsea are slightly on the borderline, and it tells you something simple. Say Chelsea control games better. This is a metric. It shows how well you control games. So when you transitions, how quick do you go? Do you slow down the game at the right time? Do you manage the game better? Do you control the tempo of the game? It's very important. Chelsea are slightly on borderline in terms of that regard. It looks as if everything is going on well. And you may broadcast and see a lot of the people that ask for betting codes. Now, we'll start with a long bet for the weekend and then 2 separate slips also for Saturday. Then on Sunday, we'll come back to your heart. Hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Don't subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe and turn on notification. Until then, do take care. Bye-bye.